Hi, and welcome to Tennis Volley Talk on this episode of Tennis Volley Talk with Brian Danielson. Hey, this week, what I'm going to be doing is talking a little bit about the U.S. Open and the winners of the U.S. Open, the men's and women's of the U.S. Open, which ended up being really a fun experience for me to go on all together to go see that and to have the opportunity to be able to go do what I did with the West Side Tennis Club here and also the U.S. Open and seeing the top 20 tennis players I saw and everything of that nature. But however, with that too, the U.S. Open was a great event. Had two Americans in two Americans in the final, a man in the women's side, two Americans, but they ended up on the losing end. But anyway, the number one hot player right now, Yannick Sinner, beat our number one guy of the U.S., Taylor Fritz, in the final, and he beat him 6-3, 6-4, 7-5. Taylor, I don't know. He must, or Sinner must have just really been playing out of his mind, or Taylor just was a little off, and so therefore he ended up not winning at this with that. So and then on the women's side, what it was is Aryna Sabalenka beat American Jessica Pegula, and she beat her 7-5, 7-5. But that was a really good match all the way around because it could have gone either way. Jessica almost could try to get it put away, but Sabalenka came up with some wonderful little touch shots and drop shots and volleys and just was serving out of her mind to win that match 7-5, 7-5. However, that particular Aryna Sabalenka is one of the people that I saw whenever I got into Arthur Ashe Stadium on Fan Appreciation Week, and I got to see her practice and got up close pictures of Aryna Sabalenka. So I feel lucky that way too, and being able to get a picture of her, that way in seeing her be able to hit the ball like that. And then also with that too, this week is Davis Cup is being played, and I think Spain and Australia are the front runners. And the one group that I saw today in Spain is 5-0, and Australia is 5-1 in that group. So they're the number two. The two top ones go on to the one of the finals in making it to Davis Cup finals. With that. So some good tennis being played all the way around. Batista Agut, he ended up winning today. And then Carlos Alcaraz beat Humbert. And Humbert is one of the ones that I saw at the Ultimate Tennis Showdown at Forest Hills when I was there and watching that event when I was there too. And being able to see the people that I got to be able to see that way. So, with that, it just ended up being so much better that way, being able to see all of those players all the way around just to be able to see them hit and what power they have and everything of that nature with that. And then when I got back from the Ultimate Tennis Showdown at Forest Hills at the West Side Tennis Club, then that night, that Saturday, when I woke up, I decided to walk down. I found out that there happened to be a little tennis court, not very Cooper Park, I think it was, not about a little over a mile away from where the hostel was that I was at. So I walked my way down there and came across some people waiting for the court, and I started talking to some people. And however, what I saw was really kind of cool because right there in that tennis court in Brooklyn, there happened to be a documentary being done on a guy by the name of Aman Esfandi. Now, he's also an American actor too that is in one of the Star Wars sagas, and he plays Ezra let's see, Bridgen, Bridge, Bridger, Ezrin Bridger, and that's who he plays in that kind of a Star Wars saga on Paramount Plus. And he's an actor. He grew up in Texas actually, and grew up playing sports and everything, and having a very GPA, very smart that way. But he also played at in Texas, and he played at the John Newcomb Tennis Ranch in New Braunfels, Texas, which one of my interviews that I did, I interviewed the head pro that runs and has operations of New Braunfels Tennis Center, John Newcomb Tennis Ranch. So I interviewed him. So kind of a connection that way with the tennis with him. But they were doing a documentary where what he's trying to do is get at least try to get points, ATP points somewhere on the ATP tour, from what I gather of what this is all about. So with that, I hope him all the best with that. But then he has the acting thing that he's doing with Paramount Plus, which I seems to be doing very well in, and with that too. But that was a nice little two little courts there in Brooklyn that I happened to find. And then later on, I went back Sunday and I hit with some people, but some people that I met, they were French. And the one gal was talking to me she had been to the Ultimate Tennis Showdown like I was, because her boyfriend worked the IT with that. And so he was working that night, and she was there, and we were talking about that and how interesting and fun it was to see the rich history of the old Forest Hills arena. And that was so wonderful to see all the way around, and being able to take advantage and take part in that particular part of it too. And with that, you YouTubers, if you like, subscribe, and comment, please do if you like that. What I'm doing and trying to let you know about things, and what I did there in New York was such an adventure and such a fun thing to be able to do and come back. And then you podcasters, you're going to see the racket of the day here pretty soon. So if you want to go take a look at the racket of the day, be sure and go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and take a look at the racket, and like, comment, and subscribe with that too. So, with that too, it was so interesting to see the documentary being done, and then actually being able to hit. And I asked the people that were there, the people that I met, and the girl that I met, such a nice girl, and with her boyfriend and a friend of theirs. And so I asked if I could hit with them, and they let me borrow their racket, and I was hitting with them. And what they had there at that Brooklyn court, they had like an American flag that was right up on the fence. So, I have the picture of me hitting the ball on that court with the American flag off to the side of me. So it really kind of made it really nice to be able to do that, and to hit the ball and get out there and hit, that way. So I hit pretty good, even with a borrowed racket, it was okay. And then later on the next day, I went out there and I went to the court again, and I actually was able to hit with a few other people. It was just kind of a friendly little doubles, and sometimes it's a little harder for somebody that's good, that tries to play down, and it's kind of hard to not hit hard with some people, but that's what I did. And it was just, I made it enjoyable, and it was a good little doubles match with a girl and me and two other guys. And it was really good. It was fun and nice to talk to them. And it was fun meeting them too. And then after that, I went off to Sunday before I had to leave on Monday to go see a little bit more of the U.S. Open and some of the pros that may have been there on Sunday practicing before the U.S. Open started. So I saw the likes of Emma Navarro, and I saw Sasha Bublik, and then a lot of different other pros, Carolina Pliskova, and then let's see, Emma Raducanu. And so, yeah, I saw a lot of different top 20 players I'm watching on the court playing. And I think it's Max Mickelson. And I saw him play too. So I floated him one of my cards. So who knows what might come about that, but I don't know. So with that too in mind, all in all, it was just a very good, very, very fun and good experience to be able to go there and experience and even find my way on the subway too. It's a really kind of amazing because the subway is underneath New York and the streets there, but it's very much like a airport underground, but you're going to the subway and all the trains that are the L line or the M line or the 7 line or whatever, wherever you need to go, it has you going and you can find your way. And so, yeah, but I had a lot of people that did help me if I was kind of a little turned around, and people would help me and get me where I needed to go. And I still found my way to where I needed to go. So found my way to the US Open twice, I did. And then also found my way back from the US Open and then back from Forest Hills on that one night. And really, it was all great experience all the way around that I ended up having with that. And big thanks again to the West Side Tennis Club, Dee Hunt, that she is the one that showed me around, and a big thank you for her again in doing that for me and showing me Bud Collins' library and seeing some of the stuff that they had gotten from his widow that gave them his library from where he was at his house. So it was just wonderful to be able to see all of that in a pair of old Bud Collins pants that he wore, colorful pants all the time. And he had them all special made too for him too. So that was always a fun thing to be able to see too. Got a lot of pictures of that too. So, one way or the other, I'll try to find some way to get some pictures on here of the trip or something and show them. And then with that too, with anything, I have the racket of the day. Now today is kind of like a 70s racket here. It's a Dunlop racket is what it is. Dunlop. And it's a 70s racket here. It has the nylon strings, and it's kind of an older style racket here. This one's in a little bit worse shape here. It kind of has a little bit of the crack in it there, but I still got it anyway. It has a warp on it. It's warped a little bit too over the years. But the Dunlop was actually the Dunlop racket, and the old wood Dunlop racket was actually endorsed by John McEnroe back in the day. Back in the early 70s when he was playing with the wood racket before they went to the composite rackets and stuff of that nature. So, still nicely made racket and a very nice colorful racket. I like the kind of the red and then kind of a pink, darker pink, and then a lighter pink color right there on the racket part itself. And the handle has a leather grip on it. And of course, then it says D for Dunlop. That way, but still a very good racket though too for back in the day, back in the early 70s. And this is the racket that he ended up using. So before he went to the composite Max Ply or whatever, I think it was a Max Ply that he ended up going with at the time later on in that with what he played with. And with that too, YouTubers, if you want to take a look at that, just like, subscribe, and make a comment. And if you want to look at the racket that I'm showing that you're hearing about, be sure and go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and take a look at it. And then you YouTubers, be sure and like, subscribe, and comment. And with that too, I just kind of wanted to let you know a little bit about that kind of stuff. I do have a possibility of an over-the-phone interview coming up, but that'll be in the works, and see what happens there. If anybody does want to make a comment and they do like what I do with the over-the-phone interview or whatever the case might be there, let me know. And I'd be more than happy to just keep doing that. So like, comment, subscribe. And so everybody, you get out there. I have a tennis tournament that I'll be doing this weekend, and I'll let you know how I do at next week. So see what happens. So everybody, get out there, play, have a nice time this week, and getting out there and playing, and do your best. And thank you again, and I will talk to you next week. Have a good week.